Hello on for our next build. So it's been a while since we had a build. I've done a bunch of re-rolls and all that kind of stuff. That's why we haven't really shown any builds lately. Like we did the cast on crit with Headhunter. We've done the armor stack with Mage Blood. We've done a couple different things. But lately we've been playing spiders. This was the build supposed to do some acronyms, but I didn't have the gems leveled up at all and I got really lazy with it. But this is Palsteron's idea. He's the one who's played the build. He's the one who did the 100 macrams with this, close to the same build. So his link, I'll link his YouTube in the description below. He explains the build, like everything about the build. If you don't have the squire, if you don't have the main cluster jewels, if you're playing like a budget version of this, how the build works. He explains all that. Go check him out if you want all that. We're just gonna work quickly the build. We're gonna do a map, conquer, Cyrus, you know the usual. So the spider build in 3.16 with the squire shield is a lot better than what it was last league, because it's literally just charge up. Once you create the bubble going around you, you just hit your spiders and you have instant spiders. And then pretty much this is where your damage comes from. You know, the Curry's Fane, this is the Fane that gives you the level 1 spider. It's the only thing you care about. Just buy any. And we're using Awaken Melee Fizz, Awaken Multi, and Awaken Void. Pretty much, you get the 6 link. So the Squire, I would probably recommend don't play the build up the Squire. It feels a lot worse, your damage is a lot less. It's going to be a lot more annoying to play. So in the Squire, you get plus 8 quality, so that's really important. So you want Divergent minion damage for the deal more damage. Anyway, so you want Divergent melee splash because it gives you the less damage surrounding targets. The anonymous wither touch for the 28% chance skill effect duration. So more spiders equals more better, because you still lasts a pretty good amount of time. Helmet, Ancient Skull with the best in slot enchantment is going to be the Spirit Offering. It gives you more fizz damage. So it's more damage for your spiders, which is always good. The do run pretty high. If you can't afford the enchant, just don't use the enchant for now. And just give the enchant when you can. Helmet, DI level 1. You know, Divergent Hydro Spear. Hydro Spear is mainly for your bossing. Just move it around the boss. They die pretty quick. You know, your Awakening Cast while channeling. And your Divergent Desecrate. It's pretty much so that's what this is. You're using it just to create for the spiders. Brass Dome. Best enchantments are probably like the max elemental resistance, stuff like that. Don't do one like mine, because you already take no extra damage from crits. I didn't see that line when I bought this. Luckily they're super cheap. Just try to get a plus 5 all max elemental resistance one though. But it's pretty much Temp Chains, Awaken Blast Me support, Malevolence, Enlighten, Determination, and Vitality. This is pretty much your aura setup. You don't need level 4. You can easily run level 3 with this build. It's just how much mana do you want. I think level 3 is like 25 mana. So it's going to make it feel a lot clunkier. It's just quality of life is level 4. You know, Temp Chains your defensive layer. You Awaken Blast Me so that you have it on as your aura. You know, your ML11's Termination gives you all the armor. Vitality gives you life regen. Owl's Uprising, Purity of Elements is the best in slot if you want to run Purity of Elements. It's the most expensive one though. It's like almost 40x. So, and with Prismatic Skin just for more resistance. So you like plus 7 from these two alone. If you can't afford the Purity of Elements one, you can definitely use Rare. You can use the new, it's more expensive though, but people are using the new, the 5 Anoint necklace. It drops them from Uber Blight maps. But like this is good. If you can't afford Purity of Elements, you know, just get one with like any of the other auras you use if you want to try to go that route. Rings. So it's pretty much you want to have one ring with non-channeling skills get minus 8 mana cost. It makes it so that you don't really use a whole lot of mana with your builds. That's why you can run the low mana. But I'm pretty much just using, you know, life, Dex, you do need a lot of Dex on this build, so try to get it somewhere you can. And life resistance. The other ring, it's pretty much quality life ring. It's not good at all for the build, but it's pretty much just cannot be poison or bleed. That's the whole point of the whole entire ring. Is the ring good? No. It's just got 2 stats on it that were good, so we bought it. It's just quality of life. If you don't have a ring like this, just get a just make your divine life flask a stodging flask for the life, or bleeding, whatever the bleeding mod is now. Boots, they're pretty much, you can do two-tone, you can do the fungus one. You can use the boots to get your resistance on there. That's mainly what this is. It's a triple stat resistant with movement speed, life. If you can always go abyssal slot in this one instead of all the resistance. You just use the boots to fix whatever you need on the build. And it's pretty much just your anonymous period of elements that goes with the Owl's Uprising, and anonymous spirit offering that goes with the helmet. And then Defiance Banner for more auras. Darkness is the best belt. Use the best 2 jewels you have on the belt. If you need a lot of resistance or attributes, stuff like that. We'll go over the jewels later. Gloves, Grapevine. I like these ones over the Astromist Gentle Touch, which gives you the bleed pops, or just the pops in general. I like these ones because these gloves are really lazy. They pretty much do make it so that whenever your spiders kill something, it counts as you. So spiders can summon more spiders, which is the quality of life with the build. Because pretty much just makes it you just run in circles, get your first spiders out, they'll create more spiders, and you keep going through the map. Nice quality of life. I recommend it. If you have a lot of currency, go with Despair on hit for your second curse. And it's pretty much life tap, so it uses your life for the curse and everything else. Whirling Blades, Molten Shell, and Conviction just to recall your recall your spiders, get more movement speed. Molten Shell is your left click, pretty much your defensive layer. Whirling Blades movement speed skill. If you don't like this one, Flame Dash, use whatever you want. Whirling Blades is just a lazy one, and you can cast it really quick, non-stop, so that's why it's decent. Pretty much we're just using, Life Flask, we're using the Granted Flask for more armor, movement speed, reduce curse effects, and the Withering Jar that you have to have. Labs, it's pretty much, Malediction for the extra curse, and you can, Profane Bloom, this is your pops, this is what makes the build real nice. And then the usual Void Beacon for the minus chaos res, and the Withering Presence for more resistance for you. And then for more damage for your spiders. And then Inflict Wither and all that stuff. So skill tree is pretty cluster heavy. You're going this way, life, you don't need this point here. This is because I didn't have anywhere to put it, because I don't have the collect cluster jewels yet. Up here you have your increased effects of offering. You have a jewel slot. You do need an Animus Glaze. These are pretty expensive. As a heads up, 5 to 10x, I think. Around that number, whatever it's at now. But these are really good because it's attributes. And it also gives you a damage over time for each ghastly eye you have, which you'll get the max automatically. Your life wheel. You don't need this dex node, at all. It was only on there because I was leveling up gems that needed dexterity. But I take that one off and just throw it, I don't know where, to be honest. Figure out later. Pretty much cluster jewel, all 3 of them are the same. You ideally do want the 12 passive ones. These are the 10 passives. Just because they were 1x compared to the 12 passive base, which is 7x, I think. 7 to 10x. You do want item level 84 because 84... If I can roll over this. That's not it. One of them has an 84 mod. Actually, none of them have 84 mod. Okay, so none of these have an 84 mod. So the 84, the reason why you want it is because that will give you your small passives have 35% increase effect. And also you need to roll the minions have 4% increased attack and cast speed. So this is a double 1 tier lower than what it should be. But it's not easy to hit. If you want to craft these yourself, Palsteron has a video about it, but it's pretty much get the base, alteration slam one of them, imprint, Try to get the second one. It's a lot of currency if you want to get it, but they're worth a lot of money. And it's a big quality of life. I would just get the 12. 10 is cheap, then go 11 if you need to. 12, depends on the price, but get what you can. Pretty much just try to chaos spam, increase effect with like attack speed, and then whatever else you can get, like life, resistance, because it does add up with all the points on here. It's a lot. Like this one's a massive dex wheel. You know, a lot of resistance on this one, a lot of life. Increase effect is nice because instead of, you can do 2% more damage per little jewel on here, little spot on here. Like this one for me is just a chaos res with more damage and life. So a lot of my life is coming from the clusters. And like all the ghastly eyes, if you want, you need 2, you know, 3, was it 4, 5, 6 on the belts. It's like 6 or so, I think, give or take. But pretty much to get these easy, just buy Fracture Ghastly Eye with 31 life. Yeah, 31 plus life on it. And then just Jagged Fossil slam it until you get something that's good. 2 stats that are good. Ideally, try to go for like a T1 or 2. Minions deal more fizz damage because it's more damage overall. And then anything else on there that's good. You know, Dex, if you need, like the ones I have on here, the minions have more attack speed. Leash does not make a difference. Resistance doesn't matter because your spiders are immortal. But like, use the jewels to get anything you need on it. Like this one is just taunt. It's not good, it was just something to have. Like this one, the attack speed's good, stuff like that. Like those are dealy ones, but they do take time to craft. You know, another, let's go back here. You know, like you're going here, shooting this way, getting the life wheel. Coming on here for more minion attack speed. Mana reservation with the mana reservation again that you do need for the build. You have the minion life wheel over here, or the minion wheel over here with more accuracy. Make sure you get the spiritual aid also. I think they said this helps with the explosions. You know, your life wheel, only take this one if you get the extra points. You know, Divine Shield. So it's like, pretty much Divine Shield is really good. It's more fizz damage progression, right? Yeah, you have that one. Another jewel, come on. Combat Fortress is really good because it's more damage. If you put it on one of the outer cluster jewels, you don't get hit by the negative effect of it. So it's really good. Life Wheel, another Ghastly Eye. More armor, like the last point on here and here. These are just extra points I had to throw on this tree. Life Wheel again, like same thing. You can take away the 2 points here if you need to save skill points. And the same thing on here, like you one small cluster with Enduring Composure on it, because then that just gives you endurance charge every second if you've been hit. So it's just more defensive layer for fizz mitigation. Do you need it? No. 30% armor is nice though, so it's a nice quality of life. And then it's also, you know, more chaos decks on. I got it. But like ideally, if you have the 12 passives, you want to make sure you take all the little points on everything. Oh, come on. Nope. There you go. So this is probably the most important to take Rasada, because this gives you Life Flask, which is the Withering Jar. Gains 3 charges every 3 seconds if you haven't been used a Life Flask recently. So if you're ever in a fight and you run out of like Withering Jar, like for Cyrus, stuff like that, big bosses, just keep running around until the flask just builds up its own charges back and use it again. It's a really nice quality of life. This is definitely recommended for the build. Second one doesn't matter too much. You know, and we just took like reduced damage from chaos damage over time. This one you can definitely take, like I'm probably better off taking probably the ones that are more like a void spectre, the chain, reduced damage, void projector. Like this is probably better overall. I think I just took this one because I didn't like damage over time effects. But like either like really it's up to you really what I'm taking. Like Cannot Be Frozen's nice. So it's hard to say. I think it's everything, right? Whoever builds. This one. Oh yeah, bandits kill all. One thing I always forget to say in every video. So let's do this real fast. But you pretty much you do run heat silo. But you do run the build with like 83 fizz mitigation. You know, try to go high chaos res as you can. 30% block. I know you're gonna avoid freeze already. Never mind. But like you have pretty good defense layer on the build. The build is very good if you upgrade it fully. Like once you come to spiders, you just run. They'll blow everything up. They'll keep making spiders. So time for time you will run out of spiders. Just gotta resummon them. It can do Scourge pretty well with the pops and everything. Just be careful. And then your spiders just run low, just resummon them. It's very easy. But yeah, you can see all you're really doing is just running around, waiting for things to pop by the spiders, and just keep going. But as you can see, clear speed is really nice with the build. It's not the fastest build out there, but it can definitely kill bosses very quickly. The Profane Bloom pops make it really nice clear speed. So all you're doing is just running and waiting for things to die. And we're at the boss. This is probably one of the... It's not the best showcase boss, because it's phases. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Just run, wait for spiders to kill everything. I would recommend Awakening Gems level 5 with this if you can afford them. The level 5 versions do bring a lot of quality of life with taunt and all that. But you can see that bossing with this build, you have no problem ever. The only thing you might have a problem with is Uber content, but you definitely can fix it if you get the cluster jewels. But compare like this build to without the squire, like last thing I did try without squire, because we didn't have it, and it felt pretty bad. Definitely much better now with this league. And he's dead before he can hit the ground. So you can definitely kill bosses quickly. Drox is no problem. His life just flies down. Most bosses you can hit before they even do anything. We'll do Cyrus real fast. Still Waker 9, good. If you're ever doing if you're ever in a 5-way carry with this build, you don't have the gloves on. Just take the gloves off and leave them off, because the enemies killed by you count as you instead. Do just screw over 5-way carries. Yeah, Cyrus is pretty easy to build. Phases do go by very fast. Final phase doesn't take long at all. I will link the POE in the description below. I mean, even though the build is tanky, you can be very careful. Yeah, the build can get one shot very easily. Oh, I didn't see him. But you can see the spiders just do so much damage. Yeah, it's one thing too about the build. Be careful. Your spiders do despawn over time. Because in that case, you can always pull your weapon out or weapon swap and just resummon them too. But just remember your spiders are immortal, so they can never die. You can just do that too if you need to. Because we ran too fast. This should be final phase. And let's see how fast we kill him. And he's dead. So you can see it's very quick to kill him. But the Awakening Gems do help a lot. Get them when you can afford them, especially multi-strike. It's expensive, but it does help out. But overall, anything to gamble with? That's a cool necklace. But overall, it's pretty good. I mean, bossing, no problem. Maps, no problem. It's not the fastest map, but it can clear them. Just be careful. Like I've done Uber Zeri with the build, no problem. Shaper, Elder. We've done the synthesized maps that were shown in the last video. Done those with this build. I'm trying to think what else we did. I did try, you know, Cortex, Lulu, all of them. It just goes through the bosses real quick. I haven't tried the Fury of this build, but did everything. Build's extremely strong. I would recommend if you want to play like a different kind of minion build with the Immortal Spiders. Just, the investment is high as a heads up. Just wanted to show the build off before I dump the build. Because I'm looking for a build now to finish off the endgame grind with, which is just the... not really endgame grind, but I'm looking for a build to finish off the Blood Crucible, because it's like the last big challenge I have left of the league. Besides endgame grinds, like these two are going to be a lot of mapping. So I want to get a build that can zoom through maps really quick, like an Auto Bomber or something like that, or maybe Death Oath even. People are telling me I should take a look into it, so I'm going to take a look into Death Oath maybe. Or play at the old school Herald Thunder Auto Bomber. Something like one of those two builds I'm looking at, but we'll see. But if anyone has a question about the build, post a question below. Leave a comment. Hope everyone liked the video, and hope to see everyone on the next one.